Namaste, welcome to Sujith Talks. My name is Sujith Villa, a registered migration agent here in Melbourne. This video is about an update to skills assessment guidelines. Yes, we are talking about ACS obviously. ACS Skills Assessment Guidelines 7.0 will become 8.0. The version will get updated on 20th of March 2023, which means just a few days from now. And there will be a grace period from 20th to, you can double check on ACS website for the accurate dates. So there will be a grace period for the transition, which means that if someone is applying between that grace period, the previous version of skills assessment guidelines will apply to them, which is a 7.0, which was released in December 2021. Now we are in 2023, where there will be several updates to migration, Australian we are talking about, and you could see more versions of skills assessment guidelines. I'm expecting at least one after we get to see more occupations included in 189, 190, 491, and even in 186. We are talking about new occupations such as DevOps, penetration tester, data scientist, cybersecurity related professions, and there are some other occupations in discussion. Now, what is going to happen in this version 8.0? ACS has given few bullet points on its website, and one of the main things that's going to change is that for people who are in Middle East and other countries where there's no tax obligation, and usually they have problem with pay slips also. They have bank statements, sometimes with employer name, sometimes without, and they do not have tax documents, and which means that according to ACS payment evidence checklist, or the checklist which includes a list of payment evidences that you can supply, 2 out of 4, and you don't have one of them because you don't need to do taxes as you're not obligated in those countries, which means that you're falling short of 1 out of 4. And sometimes they do not have pay slips also. That's the typical way of those employers. So now ACS is giving that flexibility that you can actually use the government issued employment passes or work permits. They have different names in different countries. So in those government issued work permits, you normally see the employer name as well as the employee name. So you can relate that to the bank statements and use that as a second form of payment evidence. That's what I'm understanding with very few details that are given to us. We'll get to know more on 20th of March, which is again few days from now. We should wait to see the document. But those who have already applied with these work permits or employment passes capturing employer name when they're falling short of the second payment evidence, I understand that ACS will take a flexible approach, because in the recent past, in those webinars that I'm attending, ACS webinars I'm talking about, ACS has mentioned that you can use these work permits or employment passes when you're falling short of payment evidence, especially if you're not able to get tax documents. So normally with bank statements not having employer name, time and again these questions are asked in these webinars, and the answer to those questions is you cannot simply use pay slips and say that, look, this is the amount I got in bank statement, this is the amount in pay slip, and they are consistent. You can't do that approach. You need to show one more payment evidence, which means you should go for tax documents. Again, in these Middle Eastern countries where there are no tax document, you can use the employment pass. This is what I gathered today, and I've posted it on my Facebook group. There's a good reaction there. The group name is ACS Skills Assessment for Australian PR. I also conducted a poll talking about the processing times. Those who have lodged from September onwards till March. We are currently in March 2023. I understand some applicants, unfortunately, are waiting for their results. Those who have applied in September 2022. So that's very bad, and we don't want that. And after 12 weeks of processing time, if you still didn't get the result, you should be going back to ACS and asking them for an update. I understand that the emails will have typical reply time, sometimes a week's time that it takes, but you still have to do it. And please refrain from commenting in Facebook groups and in social media about ACS. Don't talk it in a negative manner. If you have any issues, go straight to ACS, talk to them, email them, because you might get into trouble for your comments on social media. And for those migrants who are not familiar with defamation laws in Australia, go ahead and read yourself what can be done to you if you're trying to defame someone online. So it's very dangerous, and especially if you're a migrant, you have to be more careful because it might affect your visa prospects. Thanks for watching this video. Follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I've got a page and a group, and more than anywhere else, I'll be on YouTube. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sujith Talks. Click on that bell icon to get notified. If you're interested to get immigration advice or assistance from me as a registered migration agent specialized in this area, ACS Skills Assessment, you can simply go to my website, sujithtalks.au, and schedule a free phone initial consultation session. It's mainly to discuss your requirements, what happened to you, are you a new applicant, or have you already applied and got a negative result, or you're in the process of submitting the application and you need some guidance regarding the same, and you want to get to know about my professional services, how much I charge for advice or assistance. These sessions are useful. These sessions are not Q&A sessions. If you want Q&A sessions, you should go and register at ACS. On ACS website, they have webinars that are going on. But if you need immigration advice from me as a registered migration agent, you can simply book one of those initial consultation sessions, or simply email me, info@sujithtalks.au. That brings an end to this video. You've been watching Sujith Talks. My name is Sujith Villa, a registered migration agent here in Melbourne.